Anshuman, yes.
सर बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग डिस्कशन है रिगार्डिंग आनंद एंड हैप्पीनेस एंड आपने बोला कि शुरू में कि व्हेन यू मीट समबडी कैन यू हेल्प देम टू बी बेटर सो इन दैट वे वी कैन कंट्रीब्यूट सो coming to the point of Anand sir, like sir, everybody is doing for happiness and there may be ignorance, there may be different categories of happiness like physical happiness of the body or uh, when people praise you get happiness and so on, but sir happiness of the divine anand or जो परम आनंद जो बोल रहे हैं तो सर actually our faulty understanding of happiness will make us indulge in things which may not be that elevated. So we do everything what we do sir is for happiness only, but we have a faulty understanding what is true happiness. So sir actually we may end up doing wrong things in the pursuit of happiness because we don't understand happiness. That is what is my point, sir.
Okay. What you are saying is an intellectual perspective. Many people have that view. I will ask you a question. Can I?
Yes, sir. You have very pointed questions which are thought-provoking. So,
Okay. So this is a very interesting question. Are you happy?
sir, I am happy discreetly at times, but not in the continuous state of expansive happiness all the time.
Perfect. So this is an intellectual happiness, conditional. Yeah, but happy, Fine. So we will put you through an experiment, okay? And I will show you a way today, as a practical experience, as a practical demo of how you can experience perpetual happiness. Are you ready?
Yes, sir. Of course.
Very good. Share with us a very happy moment of your life. One of the most happiest moments of your life.
Sir, it may be a personal moment also when my kid was born or when I achieved some my degree or when I helped somebody and there was a genuine happiness on others wherein I could make them uh, feel good. So making others happy, sir, is something which I can tell you that that is very satisfying. It may be some personal achievements over the journey of so many years, but then helping somebody is what I will term as feeling good about it. And also when there is a connect with God in meditation, deep meditation,
Okay.
wherein you feel a response from God. So you pray and then you see a response. That is also something which is very divine and blissfully happy.
Okay. Fine. That's a very interesting observation you made, right? Why am I calling it an observation? How old are you, Anshuman?
Sir, I am 40.
40. Okay. So in your 40 years of life, you have experienced various moments of happiness. In different circumstances. Somewhere it is somebody outside, sometime it is in meditation with God, sometime it is could be the birth of a newborn in the family, as you said, when you got your educational certificate, qualifying certificate, So different kinds of happiness, different stages of life, different interaction with the world outside, okay, and also the world inside. So the point which I am making now is that happiness happens to us. Okay? Happiness happens to every person on this planet. Look at a baby, a newborn, or even slightly older. That baby smiles, gives a nice smile. And at times the baby laughs. Now, nobody taught the baby how to smile, and nobody taught that baby how to laugh. But the baby is happily doing it. Okay? And you also feel that. It is infectious at times. Whereas, a lot of things we have taught to the baby. Even a simple thing like potty training is given to a baby. You know, how to wear clothes, how to walk correctly, how to sit on a chair, how to eat, how to hold the spoon, to eat with which hand. And then we definitely teach A for apple, B for bat, and C for cat, and the so-called worldly knowledge of books and teachers outside. So we even teach the child that you are Sanjay, your father's name is Bhagwan, your family name is Mansukhani, you are a Sindhi, you are a Hindu, you are an Indian. We teach all that. But happiness is one thing which we do not teach a baby. Okay, it is inborn. It is coming from inside the baby. So happiness happens to us. You cannot plan happiness. You cannot plan a smile, a genuine smile from inside. You might smile for the camera. You might smile in front of your girlfriend while you're wishing her. But a smile which is coming from the heart, from deep within you, simply comes. Okay, happiness comes. There can be certain events which create that happiness in you. But happiness comes. Happiness is realized. Whereas the happiness after which we are running in the world is something which we are pursuing outside. We are running after it. We are planning for it. We are executing for it. We are taking pains to get that happiness. We are spending money to get that happiness. And that happiness can come, cannot come, can come and stay for some time and go away, and then we have to hunt around for another round of happiness. So what I'm saying is, this happiness is the door, is the window to Ananda. If you remember correctly, I had told you that there are 4 minds. The outermost mind is the conscious mind, which is connected to the world. Then the mind within is the subconscious mind. Then the mind within is the unconscious mind, which Patanjali calls the Ananda mind, and which in Sankhya philosophy is called the Mahatattva, Mahat, the main principle of life, the main principle of creation, Mahat. Okay. So if you want to come from the world to happiness inside, you have to pass the barriers of the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, and then you enter. The conscious mind is an argumentative, analytical mind. It will keep on questioning you. Why should I do this? Why shouldn't I do this? And that kind of barriers will come. When you enter the subconscious mind, it is a reflective mind, meditative mind, where the concentration is needed to go deep. Concentration is not easy to get. You might have 20 years of sadhana, of meditation, to be able to reach the next stage of samadhi. Okay, so difficult. The third layer inside is the Ananda layer. When you are happy, that door, that window opens to Ananda. It is a temporary, short, could be an instantaneous exposure to Ananda. It might last a second, it might last 2 seconds, it might last 20 seconds, it might last 1 full day, 1 week. So happiness is what we have to use to enter the world of Ananda. How to do that? You have experienced Ananda, happiness inside at various moments in your life. And you are in pursuit of happiness outside. If my son marries a beautiful girl, I am happy. If I get 1 crore as salary, I am happy. If I have this latest Mercedes car with me, I am happy. If I score 95% and more in my class 12 exams, I am happy. If this girl says I love you, I am happy. So one is a pursuit of happiness outside. And most of the people here are running after happiness, but what is elusive and what is outside. What I am suggesting is a hack, is a shortcut, is a sure short way to enter into the mind of Ananda, the third mind. And the next mind after Ananda is moksha, is freedom from mind. Okay, so how to enter Ananda? Let us go back to Anshuman. We'll do an experiment. I will do with a few more of you if time permits, and we will see the magic here. Absolute magic. Yeah, Suchita, please ask.
Namaste, sir.
Namaskar.
Sir, I didn't wanted to ask. I wanted to say
You
that
okay?
there was a very small, song that I heard it when I was as a child. So can I just? It's just a two-line thing. Can I say, sir?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, my privilege. It says like the children are singing. Okay.
Hmm.
The time to be happy is now, and the place to be happy is here. And the way to be happy is to make someone happy, and we'll have a little heaven right here. So, when I heard this as a child, I understood that happiness तो बहुत सारी चीजों से मिलेगी सर, मतलब physical, mental, spiritual, like there are different aspects, but as you said and as Anshuman ji also said कि divine happiness, and to make it a continuous process, it has to be जैसे मुझे ऐसा लगता है जैसे वो क्रिकेटर्स जब खेलते हैं तो व्हेन दे हिट दिस थिंग, दे हिट ऐसे हाथ से हाथ, दे काइंड ऑफ बम्प देयर fists, that's like a good luck thing or whatever. So that magnetism of happiness is when you see other people also happy around you, it just echoes back to you. Please correct me if I'm wrong, sir, but this is what I have understood.
No. I mean, suno meri baat. Okay,
जी
I'm smiling because I want to take you somewhere else. थोड़ा मैं मस्ती मेरे मन में आई है, so I'm patiently waiting for you to finish. Okay.
okay, I finished.
Yeah. So what I wanted to do with Anshuman, I decided to do with you now. Okay.
Okay.
मैं बोला बलि का बकरा आया है खुद चल के.
Okay. ठीक है सर, I'm ready.
Yeah. So no, I mean, it's going to be fun, right? So what I'm going to
Yeah,
I'm going to ask you a few questions. Okay.
sure.
Yeah. So when did you hear this song the first time?
As a child, I don't remember really, but must be 9 or 10 years.
9 or 10 years. Okay.
Correct.
Where did you hear this song?
So my father was working, so he had some people who had come to his office to sell some cassettes, which had some children singing these songs. So as a child, I could relate very quickly to it, because the voice was also in a child's this thing, so it just entered my heart and it stayed there.
Okay.
And my school's motto was "Born for Others." There was a badge we used to wear, like everywhere, love and learn, or there is some school motto. So when my school motto, used to say "Born for Others," all right. So I made myself believe that yes, I'm born. We are born to for a very divine purpose. This the manifestation of this body, okay, ideally is also for self-development, spiritual, and at the same time we have to spread that same thing so that every other people
No, no,
are
no, no.
also enlightened.
You stop here. Okay, I'm stopping you.
Okay, yeah, fine.
You see, Born for Others is something which you read on your school batch.
Correct.
Okay, so it came from the outside world,
Yeah, it did.
right? And all your beliefs, whatever you said after that, ki we are meant for this and that all came from outside.
Correct.
What came from inside is what we will discuss. Okay, because that is where the door will open, the inside experience will open the door,
Mm-hmm.
not the outside knowledge. Okay,
Okay.
outside knowledge might help, but the door will be opened by you by only looking at your own inside experience.
Okay.
The door to nirvana, the door to moksha goes through Ananda, and the front of Ananda door is happiness. And you have many happiness moments in your life. So
Okay.
each happiness moment is the doorway to Ananda, to moksha, to nirvana. So we will open just one door for you, Suchita, now.
Okay.
And when that door gets opened, whatever you experience,
Okay.
you share with us.
Sure, sir.
And if you could put your video on, so let us look at your face and expressions also. What changes when you are going through that experience? If it is doable for you, do it. If it is not doable for you, it is all right. Absolutely all right. Okay, be in comfort on that front.
Okay, sir, give me 10 minutes because I was just in midst of just
No, no,
giving
no,
breakfast to
no,
my.
no. We will come to those 10 minutes later. Okay, right now, keep the video off. I'll ask
Yeah.
questions. Okay.
Sure, sure. Please,
Yeah,
please.
yeah. So you said you were 9 to 10 years old.
Roughly around, yeah.
Yeah. So what would be the height of a 9 to 10 year old girl?
Mm. It's,
Two
no,
feet, 2 feet, 3 feet,
yeah. No, no, 2 feet. Yeah,
two
3 feet,
feet.
yeah.
Okay. How many people came into that room that day?
No one, sir.
No, you said some office people at your
No, no,
father's.
yeah, so my father's place, someone had come to sell the cassette. So I am totally unaware. I
No,
was
no,
just, hmm.
no. You allow me to ask the question fully first. When you say your father's place, you mean the office or the residence?
Yes, office.
Office. So you were at your father's office when you were 9 to 10 years of age.
No, sir. I was at my home. He had got the cassette home, and I used to listen. Yeah.
Okay, he had got the cassette home. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay. You remember the cassette?
Yes.
What color was the cover? What was written on the cover?
Uh, actually, nothing was written. Basically, it was a recorded cassette, and so there wasn't any title or any. It wasn't a promotional thing. It was just. I think I really have no idea about how, but it was a very beautiful. And they were not Indian kids who were singing, so I'm sure this must have been some um, promo of some. I really have no idea how he procured that.
No. I'm not asking you to project your mind and try to collect some information intellectually. No, I'm just asking you what you saw and felt with your own sense organs, right? So my
Right.
question was, did that cassette? You said it's a cassette. So you saw a cassette. You remember when you were 2 feet high, about 9, 10 years of age. Remembered the song because you sang the song, and you
Yeah.
said it was a cassette, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So now the another question is, what is your age now?
47.
47. So we're talking about roughly 38 years back.
Correct.
Fine. Uh, you remember the time, the moment when your father gave it to you?
Uh, Not really.
Okay. You remember the room or the
Yes. Perfectly. Yes.
please tell me.
So my the room that I used to in my childhood with my parents, which I used to share, like so in the same room with the audio stereo system that we had at that point.
What company was that?
The stereo system, National Panasonic.
National Panasonic. So as a 9-year-old, you remember it was a National Panasonic sound system. Okay.
Correct.
What size?
So how can I? It was a quite a big one, as in, and that time it was a privilege having one. So National Panasonic. How do I say, sir? It was like a stereo because it was called as a stereo. It wasn't a radio. It was because it was an upgrade of a stereo system, stereophonic sound.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how many speakers were there?
Uh, Two big ones and two smaller ones.
4 speakers.
Correct.
And what was the color of the speakers?
Obviously black.
No,
It was
no,
a silver one.
nothing obvious. You see, you have to just tell me what your eyes saw, what your ears
Yeah.
heard.
Okay.
We are talking about your 5 sense organs, what they
Okay.
recorded then. Okay.
Correct, sir.
No assumptions, no projections. Just repeat what you saw, and is there in your memory after 38 years. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're talking about the 4 speakers.
Correct.
Yeah. So too big, too small. What color I asked?
Black.
Black. Uh, were they wooden speakers or plastic speakers?
No, plastic.
Plastic speakers. Okay. What was the color of the walls in that room?
That I wouldn't vaguely remember, but
Okay.
it was
What
probably
color was
green.
what color was the stereo?
Silver.
Silver. Okay. So your father gave you the cassette, and you remember him handing over the cassette, or you remember playing the cassette?
No, I remember playing the cassette.
Okay. So can you narrate the first time when you played the cassette? What happened?
I think first time when my father played it, because he also wanted to probably hear it. So when he played it, that was the time when I heard it, and I loved it because they were some foreign kids. Because the accent wasn't Indian, and it was a very nice. It was all. Oh yeah, okay. Now I recollect also that in addition to this cassette, there was one more cassette which had a promotion of I mean there were songs which were related to Jesus Christ. So I'm
Okay.
sure it must have been then some religious agenda, as in to spread Christianity or whatever. Because the company that he worked for was a multinational company and it was affiliated with Britishers. As in they had kind of started it. I don't know if you're aware of that time there was only one company which used to do weights and measures, that was Avery India Limited. AVERY.
I know. I know. It had
Yeah.
headquarters in Kolkata. Yeah.
Acha, okay.
No, you
So that.
see, no, suno meri baat Sucheta. Okay?
Mm,
Let us make it very focused and concentrated. I am taking you somewhere deep inside, okay?
mhm.
No side stories. Yeah? Just stick to that room, that occasion, that tape, and the sounds it made, and the impact it had on you and that room. That's all. Don't move out of the room. Britishers, my father, every, forget all that. Weighing machines. Then you will lose the crux, okay?
Okay,
Your mind will get disoriented, right?
correct.
So don't allow the mind to play those games with you. You be with me, absolutely. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
just hold my hand, and uh, the questions I ask, listen to those questions very carefully, each and every word, and just answer precisely the question. Don't let your mind go here and there.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah. So we start again. Now there are 2 cassettes. One cassette was without a cover, the other cassette had a cover, which was some songs about Jesus Christ. Right?
Correct.
Yeah, fine. And you remember your father played that cassette for the first time.
Correct.
And you listened to it, you liked it because the accent of the sound was non-Indian and it gave you a nice feeling inside. Is that right?
Yeah, it's kid's voice. Yeah, correct.
Kids voice.
And the content, the word happiness. So there were another song also which said the same thing. Ki, clap your hands to when you know when you're happy and clap your hands. So all those songs.
Can I request you to sing those songs for us?
Sir, I don't recollect, but this was one song which I distinctively remembered. And about clapping your hands, like I think that's a very common song. As a kid, everybody would know
Okay,
when
so
you're
can
happy
you
and
can you sing the song which you remember, the first song?
uh, uh,
If you cannot,
yeah,
it's all right.
okay. Yeah. No. If I recollect, yeah, you can. Just that I need to go back, right? That for that time. Um, open your heart, open your heart, open your heart to Jesus. He knocks the door. He'll come in I'm so sorry, I lost the track. But it is somewhere. It was that was the first song that I liked, and then this one, the happiness, the one that I sang earlier.
Yeah, so can you do the happiness song again for us? Sing this time.
Yeah, so sure, sir.
Yeah.
The time to be happy is now, and the place to be happy is here. And the way to be happy is to make someone happy. When we have a little heaven right here, we'll have a little heaven right here.
Okay, beautifully sung. Yeah, absolutely beautifully sung. What clothes were you wearing that day?
That I wouldn't remember, sir, but
You don't remember. Okay.
yeah,
Now you see, this is a happiness moment. Okay.
correct.
Yeah. Mm,
Like you said, the when you see a kid laughing and you start laughing even without any reason, just it's so charismatic and it holds your attention. That's it, that same way. The way the songs was sung, it just caught my attention and it was locked in my memory there. It still is.
yeah. So would you like to unlock the energy there? There is tremendous energy in that locked up memory.
Yeah, sure, sir.
Okay. So what you do is sit comfortably, close your eyes, and go back to that room, that time when that song is being played, and be there and listen to that song for some time. Okay? Can you
Yes,
do
sir.
that?
Yeah, sure, sir.
Yeah, please do that. And when you are coming out of it, just share with us the feeling which you have. Uh, how much time do you think you will need?
Maybe 2 3 minutes. Two
Okay.
minutes. 2 3 minutes.
Yeah, so take 2 3 minutes. We will patiently wait for you. And you see that whole thing. See the room. I will ask you questions like what was the room temperature like? Okay. Was there any fragrance or smell in that room? Who all were present in the room when you heard it the first time? And I will ask you some questions about that room to see what is the recollection all about, There was an extension of your recollection. You suddenly remembered there was another cassette and you
Correct.
saw the Jesus Christ thing written there. And I'm sure you saw the photo actually. It flashed before you, right?
No, no, sir.
So,
There was no photo in that on that also. It was also a blank cassette only with no cover actually.
so how did you know that Jesus Christ songs?
Because I had played it, sir.
Okay, fine. ठीक है. Okay, so the recollection was that there was a second cassette which had Jesus Christ songs.
Correct.
Yeah. So fine. Kindly go into that zone. Be at peace. Relax your body. Relax your mind. Close your eyes and try to relive that moment and share the feeling which comes to you. Okay. Yeah. कैसा लग रहा है?
Lovely, sir. I went to my childhood back.
Okay.
And I replayed that song so I could see myself rewinding again and again to listen to that.
Okay. So how did that made you feel? You know, listening to it again and again.
It's a happy moment, right? Childhoods are always very carefree and and it gave me happiness. I'm sure it has locked, it's got locked somewhere in my mind. So obviously, it was happy recollecting that happy moment.
How long did it last?
Until I opened my eyes to
Yeah.
reality.
Yeah. So if you wouldn't have opened your eyes, you would have lasted longer.
Yeah, obviously.
Yes. So now what you need to do is you need to see this playing of the song for about 5 to 10 minutes every day in the morning and every day at night before sleeping. It will take you in the happiness zone. The more you do this practice, the more quickly it will take you, more intensely it will take you. The sanskaras of this happiness moment will expand. Okay? And the energy which is locked in will expand. It will get that those neurons which are in the dark, which were unconscious, will get lit up. Okay? They will have light. They will get awakened.
So they'll get magnified, you're saying.
Yeah, and as you do this practice, that light will spread. So that happiness will spread to that light, that prakasha, that consciousness will spread to other parts of the brain which are still unconscious. They will get activated. And when the whole thing gets activated, it is called enlightenment. It is called awakening. It is called self-realization. It's called number of things. So this simple practice, 5 minutes, 10 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes, 10 minutes at night, will transform your life like nothing has ever done. And it is your own pill for your own nirvana, which is locked up in your past, safely in your memory, and which you have now opened that door and taken out. And you will be practicing this and you will find that expansion. Initially, it will give you energy all throughout the day. Then it will energize your sleep. And then you will find number of things happening. You will find your health improving. You will find your knowledge increasing. You will find your power increasing. You will find your intelligence, creativity, everything shooting up.
Awesome.
Right? We had a slight demo of that when the knowledge opened up, when you suddenly saw the second cassette. Okay. And you remembered the song and you were able to sing the first line of the song also. And you used the word, I recollected. Okay.
Right.
So 38 years back, you pulled it out.
Right.
Yeah. So the entry to the ultimate is through the door of happiness, which is locked inside us in the past. What is a happy moment for you is a happy moment for you. It may not be for anybody else in the world, but your Ananda domain will open up with that moment of happiness and not with what makes the world happy. Are you understanding me?
Right.
Yeah, because each individual is different.
Correct.
So this is the research we have been doing on the four minds, and just 2 days back we got this hack. Okay, this is the easiest way and everybody can do it. It requires no yoga, no study of scriptures, no sadhana, no god, no temples, no tapasya, no balidan, no renunciation of the world, no need to become a swami to achieve ananda. Absolutely nothing is required. And it can be taught to an individual in 15-20 minutes, and it can transform a life. And anybody who understands this can teach 100 other people. Nothing is stopping him, right? So this simple technique can be transmitted to your family members and further down into their friends, community, society, world at large. And one fine day, we will have a planet of happy people, Ananda people, and that will open up, trigger Satyug on the planet. Okay? So that was the goal we were working on, and we wanted to find a simple method which can go global in a very short span of time. So we were taking these classes, we were coming out with courses, a lot of study was happening. Now this seems to be the hack. Okay. So what I will request you, Sucheta, is practice it daily.
Right,
Maintain a journal now. Okay. What happens to you in the day after you are practicing this? You can note down at night time, and then do your practice for 5-10 minutes. Be in your happiness zone, be in your happy world, and go to sleep. So that happy recollections, happy zone will continue in the night, because you are doing it as a last activity. You know that, right? It passes on to the subconscious.
It will be more lingering in the sense.
Yes, so there will be deep work happening in the sleep, and the transformation will be very, very fast. So this is a simple hack by which you can break through the four minds and activate Ananda inside you. You do this practice for a month and share your journal with us. I am sure you will find absolute transformation from day to day. Each page will be different, will be far better. When you're noting down and rereading what all you have done over the month, you will be stunned with the changes. Okay? And it is free of cost, it is internal, it is at your own sweet time, at your own place, and you maintain the tempo by being in your happy zone. That's all.
Thank you so much for even taking me down the lane.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it is wonderful.
That is why I remember now that see, some things which you say, na sir, I always relate it to certain things. Like when you said this happy thing, I remember that this one friend of mine had held a workshop. She follows Louis Hay. All right, so she had so when she conducted this workshop, the first thing I think most of the workshops reiterate is either music, all right, to mellow down the agitatedness or anxiety that a person has, or it could be it is recollection of this happy moment. So it always starts with recollect one such happy moment of your life, and then any meditations, most of the meditations also that I've heard, all right, carry this very strong point, because it takes you in the state of bliss, and something that is of your own, you can relate it very quickly to it. Means your happiness will be your happiness, and my happiness will be my happiness. It's that much, as simple as that. So it relates more when it is your own. So it was very beautiful. What you said was like very, very true, and it's really very effective also, sir. I really appreciate Patanjali going into that direction.
Yeah, because we wanted to go by the science, and what does the science say, and where is the application which can be developed out of that science. Actually, I'll share with you something very interesting, in fact with all of you here. I was explaining this four mind theory of mine to a friend. He's into pranic healing and he's into the IT side. He said, Sanjay, ये क्या सुना रहे हो इतना? Okay. बोला ऐसा समझाओ कि पानी की तरह पी जाए. So I started wondering कि कैसे समझाएंगे भैया पानी की तरह पी जाएगा. तो बोला ठीक है, बोल रहा है तो कोई तरीका होगा. And he gave me an example. He said, look at Google search. They have the same window for the past 20-30 years. You just type in one word and they just go and pick out all the information and give it to you. Well, so your application should be that simple. Don't explain all theories, this, that, exercise, to-dos, do not do's and whatnot. So I was wondering, you see, I said if he said this, then there is a way somewhere, and we got it. You know, it just came as a breakthrough. We have shared it with 7-8 people already. Few of them have turned out to be volunteers also, right? I'll share an experience. Saturday morning, I was taking a session. One lady said, "Sir, after 41 years, I am happy. I've never been happy in my life. This is the first time I've experienced happiness in 41 years, you know." So that's it. And one boy said, "Sir, I want to be happy, so I am sitting for meditation and I attempt to be without desire and without want, so I can experience happiness." So I asked him, "Who told you about want? Did it come from inside you? Did somebody from inside you speak to you? There's a concept called want. It is spelled as W-A-N-T. This is what it means." He said, No, I heard it. It's come from outside." He said, "Yes." "And who has told you that when there's no desire and there's no want, there will be happiness? Has it come from inside?" He said, No, I got it. Then, Bala, my problem is when I sit for meditation, I try to be thoughtless. "Does that give you happiness?" He says, "No. I become thoughtless at times." So fine. So that is being in a state of shanti, peace, you know. Being at peace does not mean ananda. Shanti is different from ananda. Happiness is different from silence, from peace. He said, "Yes, I understand." And then he narrated an incident where for his company, in a cricket match, he was not a batsman. He was one of the last people to go into play, and he scored 40 runs, which was absolutely unbelievable for everybody there on the ground. And his team won, and 20 people rushed to him and picked him up, and they were celebrating that victory. So that was the happy moment for him. And when he recollected it, he could recollect everything about that scene. Everything, as it was a running video in front of him. And he was very happy there. You know, he could not stop saying thank you. So the point I am making is, happiness is there inside you, in memory. Unlock it and play it again and again, daily. That is your meditation which God has given you, if you believe in God. That is your meditation which Prakriti has given you, if you believe in Prakriti. That is that point in life when your personal Prakriti and the universal Prakriti have come into alignment and created a resonance. So when you go into that moment again and you create that resonance again, that vibration again, that vibration picks up momentum. And then you find your inside and your outside physical world also resonates together. And you are in Paramananda. The whole creation is in Ananda for you. Yeah, are you understanding?
Yes, sir.
Good. Any questions? Anshuman, you have any question? Yeah.
Sir, first of all, very nice song shared by ma'am. I think she really sang it well, and I think very nice experiment. I think very intellectual questions. I was just waiting what will be the end result. So I think you shared that perspective. Sir, I have a slightly, while I agree to most of what you have said, I also have a divergent opinion which I would like to share, and I would also like to share one affirmation which I use. Which on happiness. Sir, there may be a false conception or perception of happiness. At times, the so-called happiness is nothing but suffering. And the sorrow and false happiness goes hand in hand. So we may perceive that eating something sugary or very spicy gives us happiness to our senses. And we may remember eating some pani puri or feel that we are blissful. And then again recollect, but that may not be a true happiness. So we have to actually, sir, when we are going back to this happiness, this experiment, it has to be a divine experience and not just a superficial false happiness, because ultimately, sir, we need to have clarity on that. I think that is, very, very important. We may be blinded and we may perceive something to be very happy, which may not have been actually the true happiness. Sir, I strongly feel that we can only be happy by making others happy, and our desire for happiness must include others' happiness. I think this is my belief. It can be wrong also, but what I'm trying to say, sir, what is the true happiness? That experience, if we recollect, then I think it will be much more divine and everlasting Anand, not just a faint recollection of a good experience.
Okay.
Is what is my perspective, sir.
Okay. You have given many perspectives actually. I was wondering how to answer you now. Okay, first of all, define divine. What do you mean by divine happiness? What do you mean by true happiness? What do you mean by false happiness?
Sir, something which is like Satchit Anand, or the blissful thing which continues, which is the true. I mean, it's not something which is just a pleasure. So I think pleasurable thing is not happiness, sir.
No,
Is what is my point.
no, hang on. Do not explain it to me in, I would say, agama terms, because you understand the term agama. Okay, explain to me in pratyaks terms. Pratyaks means what the senses are getting. Yeah, so then when you say divine, true and false happinesses, in terms of the five sense organs, right, there might be some people who may not believe in God, who might not believe in divinity. A solution is a solution, and a universal solution when it is applicable to everybody. Now happiness is intrinsic in everybody on the planet, and when it is intrinsic in everybody on the planet, it should not get affected by my belief system. God is a belief from outside, which I have collected from outside. Then I may agree with it or may not agree with it, but it came to me from outside. But happiness is
So
something
God is within, sir. Actually, God is not outside. God and our own consciousness and God's consciousnness, we are a part of God. So in a way, sir, God is inside. I mean, so God is not something distinct than us, sir. Is what is my perception.
That is something which you are picking from agama. Agama means the testimonial from experts, say people who are in the Vedas, right? There are systems which have challenged the Vedas. Vedas believe in God and Brahman and certain other philosophies. Jains don't believe in Vedas. Buddhists don't believe in Vedas. Christianity does not believe in Vedas. Islam does not believe in Vedas. Sankhya does not believe in Veda. Charvak does not believe in Veda. So Nanak does not believe in Veda. So it is not that Veda is the only truth. So what I am saying is, let us talk experiential. Let us talk what the sense organs are seeing. Because all of us on the planet who are human beings have the same sense organs, same design of the body and the same way the mind works, right? Belief systems are something which are external. That is what I was telling you. They are not.
Sir, actually, sir, sorry to interrupt you. So the point here is, when we use our conscious mind, and because of our false perception of sensual pleasures as happiness, be it whatever, then we are in the race all the time for transient things. I mean, things which are not everlasting. So what happens, sir? Our base level of happiness.
My dear friend, this is an intellectual explanation of what you have read, studied, and believed. Okay.
No, sir. It is an experiential thing. So that when you eat something good, you feel happy. But then when you eat too much, you are not happy. Or next day you may not be. So what I'm trying to say, sir, is that getting something, or a pleasure or a stuff or a achievement or whatever, is transient. It will die down and it will fade with time, and dampening will happen.
My dear friend, tell me what is non-transient in your life. Tell me that.
So that search is on for that.
Everything is transient. Okay, your body will go one day. Your mind is constantly changing. Your body is constantly changing. The world outside is constantly changing. What is non-transient in your life, which your sense organs can perceive? Yes, this thing has not changed. You will not find that. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You see, what I'm saying is, it is good to believe a particular philosophy because it works. I'm slightly deviating from the topic. Okay? It is good to believe a particular philosophy because it works, right? But that does not mean that we become limited by that philosophy. There are two things. One is called a conditioned belief, where your mind has got conditioned with a belief system. Second is you have unconditioned beliefs, where the beliefs are still there but unconditioned. Now what is the difference? How does it happen? There's a process for that. When you have a conditioned belief, that is how it will start. You will get belief systems automatically, and your mind will get conditioned by that. Your working will get conditioned by that. Your thinking will get conditioned by that. Then you put that belief system to an ethical, intellectual scrutiny. Ethical, intellectual scrutiny. And you will evolve. Now you will come to an unconditional belief system, unconditioned belief system. With this unconditioned belief system, when you practice it, you will develop a conviction. With that conviction, with time, will come unlimited faith. With that faith, huge amount of faith, you will have access to unlimited power. Now this process may happen with God or without God or with a combination of God as a belief system. If you have a conditioned belief system on God, and if you put it through an ethical, intellectual scrutiny, and God stands ethical scrutiny by you, so it becomes part of your unconditioned belief system. That now will give you conviction, that will give you faith, that will give you unlimited power. You can do anything with that. At the same time, if you have started with God as a belief system and you put it through an ethical, intellectual scrutiny, and then you find no, God is a human construct. We have created God. God has not created us. Or you have a different understanding about the definition of God. There are many definitions of God. Then you will say if you are dumping God from your belief system. Now you have an unconditioned belief system which has no God. And then you practice this, it is standing scrutiny in practice, then you will have a conviction. And with further practice, that conviction will develop into faith. And with further practice, that faith will develop into unlimited power. So you can come to unlimited power with God or without God. You must have this process in place. You might have faith on an ant. You might consider an ant could to be God. It will work. If you develop that conviction, if you develop that faith, that unlimited power will open for you. So I am not against any of your wordings here. What I was trying to understand from you was, you defined happiness into three things: divine happiness, true happiness, and false happiness. So I am trying to understand your perception of what is divine, what is true, and what is false. Happiness is happiness. False happiness could be an happiness, from what I understood from you, is which is short or which might cause me harm tomorrow. Who has seen tomorrow? Who has seen tomorrow? Say, today I am not eating sufficiently to save for tomorrow, and I die in the night. So I did not have happiness today, and tomorrow's happiness never happened.
Yes, sir. Sir,
just a minute. Listen to me. So happiness has to be in the now, and happiness has to be in the tomorrow. Okay. Now is now. So have that happiness now. When tomorrow comes, there will again be that now. Have that happiness now, there, tomorrow again. Have that happiness in day after tomorrow, in that now again. So when you are creating happiness, being in happiness, manipulating happiness, bringing about happiness moment to moment, and you learn that, then eventually you end up with permanent happiness. So this has to be learned. It's a skill, like driving a cycle. What it means is, the Prakriti might come to you in any form, existence might come to you in any form, Sat. Chit is your mind. It has to be so evolved that the only response it can generate is Ananda. That is Satchit Ananda. And only theoretically God can be in that state, that whatever may happen in this universe, in this creation, to him, he is unaffected. That is why they say that God does not get affected. Why? Because he is pure consciousness. He is beyond change. Okay, he is supreme consciousness. So we have to understand, to develop the skill of happiness moment to moment and in continuation. Moment to moment for ourselves and for others who are interacting with us. When they are interacting with us, there is a transaction on. In that transaction, if you can make it a happy transaction, good enough. You can give happiness just by giving a smile. You can give happiness just by respecting his opinion. You know, you can give happiness by listening to him properly. You can give happiness by, if you're selling him something, by giving him a discount, by giving him a gift, by making him feel special. You know, you can give him happiness by by telling him a thank you. Or, instead of trying to do all this, you can get into auto mode. And how do you do that? Get into auto mode. You practice cycling 10 minutes a day in the morning and at night. And eventually you will learn to cycle even in your sleep. Then day or night, you are cycling. What is cycling here? Practicing that meditation on happiness. And how do you know what meditation of happiness will work for you? You go to your past memories. Recollect a happy moment which makes you truly happy, completely happy, blissful. Pick that up and cut paste it into your daily life, once in the morning, once at night. And do that cut paste every day. And eventually your whole life will be pasted with that blissful moment. Then you will be in Ananda, you will be in Paramananda, and eventually you will enter Moksha. Have you got my logic now, Anshuman?
Sir, very profound thoughts, and I totally agree completely to what you've said. But I just want to introduce a concept, sir, here. Like you mentioned about, sir, definitely the essence of mindfulness or practicing the deep now or being in the present moment can actually slow the time, and then you can be blissful and happy. Sir, I just want to introduce a concept from Kathopanishad, which is Shreya versus Preya. So the only problem in the entire theory is that when we are focusing on the happiness in the present moment, if like Preya is something which is pleasurable in the now, but it may lead to a problem. It can be wrong eating, or it can be over indulgence. So like in yogic texts, it talks about moderation. So if we are over indulgent in something for the pleasure in that moment, it is a Preya. Similarly, things like which are long term, which is Shreya, which is the right way to do it. It may not give you instant happiness or instant pleasure. It may be austerity or a practice or doing exercise, but it can lead to a higher lifespan. So the point here is, sir, yes, we have to be in deep moment, but we have to choose Shreya over Preya and differentiate positive happiness with a wrong kind of pleasurable thing is what is my point. So I agree, but I just want to add on this perspective here that it should not be overindulgence and too much pleasurable. Yeah.
Okay, I will answer you, because you have raised a very valid point. That has been the point of I would say debate, contention in various philosophies. Okay, the Western philosophies believe more in enjoying now, in taking pleasure in everything, and the Eastern philosophy is all about some of them about suffering now so that tomorrow is good. Other is doing certain actions now so that your suffering goes. So there are different thought processes, different methods which have been worked out. Okay, if you look at all 6 of them, the 6 Indian darshanas, and if you even look at the other philosophies around in the world that people follow, and if you follow your own personal experiences, because what is said in the Indian system is pramana, the main pramana is pratyaksh, what I am experiencing. Say I am eating Golgappa or Pani Puri, right? I ate 10 of them. I am feeling in bliss. My mother might get in tension. You must not eat more than 4. Okay, it's not good for your health. Yeah, the Pani Puri wala is happy. He have not listened to my mother. I have had 10 because it pays him 2.5 times the money. So, to whom are you primarily responsible? For whose happiness? Your happiness, your mother's happiness, the Pani Puri wala's happiness? Whose happiness? You are here primarily for your happiness. Okay? Do not get confused about that. Let the world say whatever it wants to say. You are here for your happiness. If you feel like kissing your girlfriend 2 times a day in the morning, 2 times a day, 2 times in the afternoon and 2 times at night, go ahead and do it. Because you do not know whether you will have tomorrow. Provided she must also enjoy your kissing. So, today is important. The moment is important because we have no idea about the next moment and tomorrow. Number 1. Those who say today will make tomorrow bad, let them put it on paper that I am going to be alive tomorrow. They will not. They cannot. So it is just an anuman, an assumption. Just because I am here today, I will be there tomorrow. They are assuming that death will not happen. That is a wrong assumption. Okay, number 1. Number 2. I am saying tomorrow will come tomorrow, not today. So when you reach tomorrow, again you see how can you make your moment happy. There can be infinite ways of making your moment happy. There is no standard list that these 20 items will make you happy. You think there are 20 items because the businessmen have sold you those 20 ideas of happiness. And you think this is the only way by which happiness can be got. No. Every moment can give you a new way of happiness. Explore life. Be open. Be open to every moment for its infinite possibilities to come at you. And make that choice. That is freedom. That is liberation. Liberation does not mean to leave the body. Liberation means you are free to move in the various minds, free to enter any part of the world with your mind and come back safely, back to the starting point, without getting trapped, without getting attached, without getting modified. That is liberation. Liberation from the mind means the mind no longer has influence over you. You are the boss of your mind. So, just do not go by what the Indian scriptures say. Do not go by what the Western philosophers say. Do not go by what the business community says, what the politician says. Let them say whatever they are saying because they are doing their duty. You have a duty to yourself. And what is your prime duty? Your prime duty is dharma. As if you are a Hindu, as per the scriptures, if you follow them, they say these 4. I would say your duty is simply Ananda, be happy and keep others happy. That's all. Others might include just 2 people, your son and daughter, or it might include 20,000 people of your community, or it might include 140 crore people of your country if you are the Prime Minister of the country, or it might include 750 crore people on the planet if you are an avatar. Okay, so it is about prime responsibility is your happiness without causing unhappiness to others. Second is your happiness and happiness to others, and this others, the quantity can increase. Now what is the standard simple method by which this can be done? As simple as breathing air through the nose, as simple as drinking water through a glass, is just go back into memory, pick up the best happiness moment, relive it every day, morning 10 minutes, night 10 minutes. That is your daily energy pill. You need not go to the market and buy vitamins. You need not go to the market and buy pills for your diseases. Slowly, steadily, your diseases will start going back. If they have come and they can go back, they will go back. Your immunity will increase. The hormones will become better in the body. Everything will change. Your skin color will change. The glow of the skin will change. Your relationships will change. The amount of love pouring from your heart will change. The happiness around you will change. You will start impacting many more lives with happiness automatically, without effort. Good things will come into place automatically, without your even knowing it. And all you do is, there is something in your past which is hidden, which has been forgotten. Think about it, open it, and relive it. 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes at night. And for our research work, if you wish to help us, just maintain a journal and record what you're experiencing, so that we can show to the world, this is the simplest way. These are the people, these are the experiences, these are the dates on which they have practiced. If you have any questions, they are there for you. Are you getting me, Anshuman?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Suchita, please ask your question.
तो वापस आस्क नहीं करना है, एक्चुअली आपको वही धन्यवाद देना है, क्योंकि शायद मैं आंखें तो खुली है मेरी अभी, बट मतलब मैं अभी की रियलिटी में हूँ, बट फिर भी कहीं वो माइंड फिर से वहीं अटक के रह गया है जहाँ पे मैं थी. एंड इनफैक्ट मुझे और डीपर वो सॉन्ग का याद आया कि द सॉन्ग स्टार्ट्स विद अ जैसे लो नोट एंड देन इट एंड्स अप विद अ हाई एनर्जी नोट, लाइक द नोट गोज इन कोरस and then it drops down in the end. Towards the end of the song again it drops down to a very very slow motion way. So I remembered each and every technicality of that song. I was amazed, which was there in my memory but I could recollect it. So thank you so much.
अरे मैडम, अभी तो 1 घंटा नहीं हुआ है, आप 1 महीना होने दीजिए.
एग्जैक्टली माई पॉइंट. यस डेफिनेटली. तो वो एक मेडिकेशन, इसीलिए सर ये 369 मेथड, निकोला टेस्ला मेथड, ये सब तो इन्होंने क्या बोलते हैं ना, जैसे ये द वेस्टर्न कल्चर हैव एक्चुअली सीन आवर इंडियन जो हमारी स्क्रिप्चर्स, वेदास और इतना सब हमारे जो फाइंडिंग्स है ऋषि मुनियों की, वो उन लोगों ने उसको रिफाइन करके बस खाली उसको एक अगर YouTube पे डाल दिया या एक साइंटिस्ट के नाम से वो कर दिया है. सो इट इज नॉट रियली जैसे like I had this sir of mine coming to teach my son maths. All right, so what he said is he's saying कि जो ऑलरेडी है उसको तुमने अगर इम्प्रोवाइज करके, अगर मतलब जैसे अगर किसी ने आविष्कार किया है और आप उसके ऊपर और एक स्टेप जाके यू हैव डन सम फाइंडिंग, देन it is not your own finding. You've recorrected the method which has already been applied earlier, or you have erased that method which didn't work and then you worked your mind on it. So basically I would come to this thing that yes, happiness, वो जो आपने जो बोला ना, उसको पानी की तरह पी जाना, this is the only simplest thing. and हम जब खुश होते हैं तो ही हम किसी को खुशी दे सकते हैं ना सर. आज अगर मैं डिप्रेशन में हूँ, मेरे अंदर अगर गम भरा पड़ा है, तो obviously I cannot make anybody happy because I can't make my own self happy. So my first duty is to make my own self happy. Then happiness will automatically spread and it will be, because you will be in a higher vibrational energy. So you will be able to take all the high energy downloads, and that is when you come into that momentum of the loop of happiness or the loop of recreating that energy. So thank you so much, sir. I really was felt really at bliss even recollecting that moment. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You want to say something more? I can give you time.
नहीं सर, I can go on and on.
I
Please
know
don't say
because
that.
I know because that energy has opened up, you know.
Yeah, exactly my point. Exactly my point. But this, the others will realize only when they are able to
That's right.
do this particular thing.
That's right.
So that is why it is, इसीलिए वो शायद मेमोरीज जो एल्बम्स आजकल तो खैर वो पिक्चर क्लिकिंग का एक बहुत ही स्टूपिड फंडा हो गया, आज तो सिर्फ शोशा हो गया मतलब जैसे। लेकिन आज अगर हम हमारे ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट की भी फोटो देख के हम इतना खुश हो जाते हैं, बिकॉज वो एक मेमोरी लॉक्ड हो जाती है, एक जो ना एक जो चीज आप भूलते नहीं हो, बट देन हाँ ये मोमेंट पे मैंने ये पिक्चर क्लिक की थी, you know, that way. So you are able, that is why these memories are made or albums are made, or you know, there are certain things.
मैं आपको बताता हूँ कि मैं आपको 2 घंटा भी दूंगा ना तो आप चुप होने वाली नहीं है।
बिल्कुल वही बताया मैंने आपको सर।
हाँ
सर गरिमा,
हाँ गरिमा, तुम्हारा भी कुछ हो गया क्या?
सर सडनली इतनी एनर्जी आ गई है सेशन में।
ओके
प्रवेश जी हैज शेयर्ड, वी कैन एक्चुअली फील इट।
थैंक यू सो मच।
अब मैं आपको उसका साइंस समझाता हूँ सभी को। ओके शॉर्ट में बिल्कुल। ये साइंस तंत्र में एक्सप्लेन की हुई है, कश्मीर शैविज्म में, और उसमें वो लोग बोलते हैं कि देयर आर 3 रियलिटीज, शिवा, शक्ति और नर। शिवा इज कॉन्शियसनेस, शक्ति इज एनर्जी एंड नर इज मैटर। अब वो कहते हैं कि जब आप कॉन्शियसनेस किसी भी मैटर पे लगाते हैं तो मैटर के अंदर बहुत एनर्जी होती है और वो पूरी एनर्जी अनलॉक हो जाती है। और एग्जाम्पल लेते हैं आज के युग में कुछ साधु साध्वी लोग कि जिस तरीके से एटम बॉम्ब में एटम के अंदर इतनी एनर्जी होती है, इसको अनलॉक करते हैं वो लोग फिजिकली। सिमिलरली हम भी मैटर के अंदर जो एनर्जी है उसको अनलॉक कर सकते हैं और एक एटम बॉम्ब की तरह एनर्जी निकल जाती है बाहर, ह्यूज एनर्जी कम्स आउट। तो अब इस परिस्थिति में सुचिता के साथ, सुचिता के केस में मैटर क्या है, एनर्जी क्या है और कॉन्शियसनेस क्या है, वो थोड़ा एग्जाम्पल देखते हैं। मैटर है उनकी वो मेमोरी, क्योंकि इनके ब्रेन में वो मेमोरी कुछ मैटर, कुछ केमिकल्स उनके कॉम्बिनेशन के रूप में सेव्ड है न्यूरॉन्स में, नर्व्स में, नेटवर्क में। और कॉन्शियसनेस क्या है, इनकी चेतना। तो मैंने क्या किया कि इनकी चेतना को गाइड करके उस इंसिडेंट तक ले गया और फिर मैंने देखा कि इनकी जो कॉन्शियसनेस है, इनकी जो चेतना है, वो यहाँ वहाँ भाग रही है। इन्होंने एवरी वेइंग मशीन्स की बात चालू कर दी, ब्रिटिशर्स की बात चालू कर दी। मैं उनसे बोला कहीं मत जाओ, ओके, उसी कमरे में रहते हैं। कॉन्शियसनेस क्या है? कॉन्शियसनेस है प्रकाश, रोशनी, लौ, ज्योति, ल्यूमिनोसिटी। तो जब हम मैटर पे रोशनी डालते हैं तो हमको वो मैटर चमक के दिखता है, उसका नॉलेज मिलता है हमको। तो सुचिता ने जब वहां देखना चालू किया तो सुचिता को वो इंसिडेंट का नॉलेज मिलना चालू हुआ। और अब देखिए नॉलेज, पहले थोड़ा दिखा, फिर बड़ा, फिर और बड़ा। बीच में वो कैसेट एक और ऐड कर गई। अभी इसने ऐड कर दिया कि वो उसको टोन्स और क्या क्या डिटेल और उसको नॉलेज मिल रहा है। वो घटना घट गई 38 साल पहले। 9 साल की बच्ची, वो एनर्जी निकल रही है और वो बंद नहीं होगी। वो अंदर एक फाउंटेन ऑफ हैप्पीनेस खुल गया है, वो बंद नहीं होगा। अब हम लोग जो ये सवेरे 10 मिनट का प्रैक्टिस करेंगे और रात में 10 मिनट का प्रैक्टिस करेंगे उसको इंटेंसिफाई करने के लिए, क्योंकि ये जो फाउंटेन खुला है, ये जो स्प्रिंग खुला है अंदर, वो कहां जाएगा? वो बाहर जाएगा। अभी ये छोटा स्प्रिंग खुलेगा तो कम पानी बाहर जाएगा ना, खुशी का। बड़ा स्प्रिंग खुलेगा तो ज्यादा पानी जाएगा। बहुत बड़ा खुल जाएगा तो पूरे धरती को धो डालेगा, और खुद भी साफ हो जाएगी जब उतना पानी निकलेगा। तो अपने उस खुशी के मोमेंट में जो 9 साल की उम्र में घटा, वो कैसेट, वो नेशनल पैनासोनिक का स्टीरियो प्लेयर, वो 4 स्पीकर जो बजे, वो उसको मोक्ष तक ले जाएगा। समझ में आ रहा है सबको?
Yes, sir.
किसी का कोई सवाल? हाँ अंशुमन, यू आर वेलकम।
सर ये बहुत ही profound technique है, and definitely it will lead to new discoveries for the
Yes.
people who will follow it. Sir, I have a point regarding selective forgetfulness. So what happens is we forget happy moments and we remember negative or sad moments. So if we can actually happiness, sadness भी सर होती है, और हमारे कुछ अगर हम ऐसे ही remember करें sad moments or our failures, then again it will also expand. So whatever we focus will expand. So if we can selectively just select the happy things and be in that consciousness, and we kind of eliminate the negative experiences, because life has both the dimensions. I think
ओके, छोटा काम करते हैं। यू हैव गिवन मी अ वेरी गुड आइडिया। लेट अस टेक अ नेगेटिव एक्सपीरियंस, अ सैड एक्सपीरियंस तुम्हारे लाइफ का, कोई भी मेजर जहां तुमको बहुत दुख हुआ, and let us bring consciousness to that. So that is recorded as matter.
sir, that will lead to more pain. So I would rather not recollect.
My dear friend, you are assuming that. I am saying experience it. I am saying I will take you in that zone. We will put that light and see what happens. And I tell you, okay, energy will again come. Energy will again come. Because there is no negative Parvati and positive Parvati. There is no positive Shiva and negative Shiva. There is no positive Nara and negative Nara. It is all subjectivity. So what I'm telling you is, I want to prove it to you that even if you take something negative, it will turn into positive. Why? Because let's say hypothetically that dukha becomes more dukha, and then it will become more dukha, and then it will become more dukha, and then what? Finally, where will extreme dukha end? Tell me that. Will that person commit suicide? No. He will take a turn. You try putting your hand in the fire and hold it there consciously. You will not hold it there. You will pull it out. Because fear of death is active in every individual, be it a baby, be it the wisest of the wisest on this planet. Nobody wants to get exterminated. Everybody wants to live happily and grow, because we have come out of happiness and not sorrow. If we would have come out of sorrow, that person would have enjoyed that sorrow and gone into more and more sorrow. We have not come out of sorrow. We have come out of Ananda, out of happiness. You see, the world outside is solid. If you go further deep into those objects outside, what happens? You go to the subtler levels. What are the subtler levels? The mental levels. Pratiprasav happens. You start rolling back from the conscious mind to the subconscious mind to the Sa-Ananda and to the Asmita and back. So it is a dead end. The world outside is a dead end. It ends there. There is nothing beyond the world. Even if you think much about the world, you will only find more mental details about that world. you will come back. Just remember
Right.
what I said. Consciousness. Huh? Sorry?
Sir, I think this Ananda or the happiness or the, I'm sure it is going to heal the sadness also when you go back in time and remember that. So yes, I think in Reiki healing and many other concepts, you can actually go back in time and heal. Even Louis Hay has worked extensively on this concept of, it's a very good book, You Can Heal Your Life. So I agree with you that yes, that Ananda is much more powerful and we can actually eradicate those memories also and bad experiences.
It is not a question of much more powerful. It is the origin point.
Okay.
You know, say if you are blowing into a balloon, right? And the mouth of the balloon is the opening point. And when you are blowing, then the balloon is becoming bigger. And if you blow further, the balloon will burst. So where will that air go? That air will again get mixed with the air. You go back to the original state then. Initially the balloon is all squeezed up, you know, there's only air. You take that air inside your lungs and you're pushing it inside the balloon. The balloon is going till the limit and you're pushing further. The balloon is bursting. The air is mixing back into the original air. Similarly with dukkha. It cannot expand. It has to come back to Ananda. Because that is a dead end. The Jagat is a dead end. If you look at the Sankhya theory of evolution, the creation ends with the Jagat, ends with the Panch Mahabhut. There's nothing beyond the Panch Mahabhut. So the dukkha will become more dukhi, till what point? Till what point? Somewhere or the other it will turn.
But till the time it turns, it will be painful, sir.
My dear friend, I am saying let us try it with you now. Let us see how quickly or how slowly you turn.
Sir, in my case, it has been blissful and happy. I mean, mostly. I mean, there have been very few incidents.
Then listen to me. Then your reality is what is coming from your perception based on your sense organs. That is the reality. Reality is not what you're reading in books. Okay, your reality is your reality. What you are experiencing through your senses is what is real for you. What the other guy has written in a book is his reality. How does his reality become your reality? Are you getting me?
Yes, sir. Got it.
That is why it is said Pratyaksh is the best Praman. Second is Anuman. And third is Agama. What the Rishi Munis have said. That is third. What you are seeing and experiencing is first. If you have experienced God and your scripture says there is no God, then the scriptures don't matter. What you have experienced matters. If your experience says there is no God and the scriptures say there is God, you have every right to question that scripture if your experience is not matching that belief. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so you have to go by, it is not we. You use the word we very often. It is not we. The truth is, you are one Atma and there is a Paramatma. They are not talking of two Atma, three Atma, four Atma. Have you read any scripture in India talking about two Atma, three Atma, four Atma? No. Have you heard about many Atma? No. It is you and a higher you.
All Atma, sir, it is, sir, my perception is that there's an element of God in everybody, and all the Atma are a part of God, and it is all one. It is unified.
Just a minute.
Just a minute. And, with the eternal consciousness.
Just a minute. Sorry, I couldn't get you in the last few minutes.
Sir, my perspective is that it's not about you and God. Everybody is all the Atmas are a part of. It is just united in one cosmic consciousness which is flowing a part of it is there in everybody. So in a way, others are also you and you are also in others.
No, you see, you said you believe this, right? My question is, have you experienced this? If you say I have experienced this, then I'm with you, because then it is pratyaksh. But if you are saying no, I believe this because my father said so and I believe my father, then it's a different issue.
I'm trying to do it with some practices, but maybe in some point in time, at a later stage, I will get back to you.
It will come. You see, all of us go through a process. It will come. But my simple explanation to you is, pratyaksh is very, 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 very important. What you have experienced. Because your experience has come to you from Prakriti for what you are. It is your customized experience. The world might have a different experience. But then the question comes, why has Prakriti given you this experience? It is all a cause and effect. It is all flowing out from a cause and going further on. So why did it come to you? So this new experience which you are getting will cause some new effects. And Prakriti has planted those seeds in you. Okay, so it is very important what you are directly perceiving. Very important. And that perception can be either from the 5 sense organs or from the 6th, the mind. And what is this mind? This is the conscious mind. It has collected data from the world outside. It is processing it and using it for sensing knowledge. So these two in combo, the 5 sense organs and your knowledge gathering ability through the mind, these together are pratyaksh experience. And this is what you must get. And once you get this, then this will give you a conviction. You will stand up and fight for it. And this conviction will lead to faith and unlimited power. You can change the way this planet works. Because that energy is coming through you. It's flowing through you. You got it?
Yes, sir. Very deep thoughts and very thought-provoking discussion. I think one of the best sessions today. I think very important. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, so it is all about experience. You must keep that in mind. It's not about reading. It's not about what the other says. It is about your personal experience. That personal experience has been designed for you, delivered to you, and now you must make sense of it. Yeah, Suchita.
सॉरी सर, वन लास्ट थिंग. जैसे मैं मतलब छोटेपन से मैं सिंस चाइल्डहुड आई यूज्ड टू गो विद माय ग्रैंडमदर्स टू द रिस्पेक्टिव सत्संग्स. ऑलराइट, तो मैंने कहीं अपने गुरु के बारे में सुना था कि यू नो ही यूज्ड टू फ्लाई हाई, एज इन मेडिटेशन में वो he used to be at a certain point where people started recognizing his powers, and so he had to curb it, and because he didn't wanted that kind of a fake this thing. But he also didn't know that he was flying that high in that meditative state. He went that high. अब मैंने जब ये बात पढ़ी एज अ चाइल्ड, तो ऑब्वियसली मैंने सोचा ऐसे थोड़ी होता है, कोई मैजिक थोड़ी है, पता नहीं. बट आई डिडंट वांटेड टू डिसबिलीव बिकॉज माय गुरु हैज सेड इट एंड इट्स रिटन इन द, जैसे मतलब एक जैसे गीता में लिखा होता है तो हम एक मानते हैं बात, तो ऐसे उनके स्क्रिप्चर्स के बारे में लिखा हुआ है, उनकी जीवनी के बारे में लिखा है जैसे, तो उसमें इट्स एम्बेडेड. तो आई वांटेड टू टेक इट एट द फेस वैल्यू, बट ट्रस्ट मी व्हेन आई स्टार्टेड, जब मुझे ये खुद अनुभव हुआ, तो आप बात अनुभव की कर रहे हैं, तो उसमें मैं यही ऐड करूंगी कि जब मैं किसी एक सत्संग में, वो पॉइंट पे मुझे याद है कि जब मुझे लगा मेरी बॉडी है ही नहीं, और वो मुझे कब रियलाइज हुआ, बिकॉज वो जो लेडी जो ज्ञान दे रही थी, वो इतना सुंदर बोल रही थी कि मैं उस मेस्मराइज स्टेट में I literally didn't feel my body, and I remember that as a very sharp experience. And it was that time that I linked that, oh, it must have been that higher state that he must have been in, you know, so it was true. तो वो जब तक मुझे अनुभव नहीं होता है, जैसे हम मैथ्स में कोई सम करते हैं, फिर हम उसको क्रॉस चेक करने के लिए हमें पता है कि अगर ये मैंने सही किया है या नहीं, तो हम री उसको एक दूसरे वे से हम शॉर्ट में अगर फाइंड करते हैं कि हाँ ये मेरा आंसर राइट है या नहीं, तब हमें जैसे यकीन होता है, एक वो टाइप का यकीन। तो जब वो खुद से अनुभव होता है किसी बात का, तब इंसान उसको बिलीव करता है और वो बिलीव फेथ में बदलती है, जैसे आपने जो बोला। तो हमारे जो गुरु थे, मतलब गुरु हैं, उनका एक्चुअली मंत्रा यही है। मंत्रा मतलब हम जब मिलते हैं एक दूसरे से, सो वी, जैसे हम नमस्ते बोलते हैं या प्राणिक हीलिंग में हम आत्मा नमस्ते बोलते हैं, सो इट इज bowing down to each soul, because each soul is divine. It's just that we haven't explored our divinity. तो उसमें जय सच्चिदानंद जी, तो पहले हम लोग बोलते थे, तो वो एक एज अ चाइल्ड आई जस्ट लर्नड इट एज जय सच्चिदानंद जी, जय सच्चिदानंद जी। सो दैट सत्य चित्त आनंद वाज कंबाइंड विद सच, that way. Then gradually I learned Satchidanand ji, then gradually I learned Satya Chitta Anand. I learned to bifurcate and truly that, वही आपने जो बोला कि जो हमारे जो डिवाइन, हमारी जो आत्मा है, उसका जो ट्रू एसेंस है वो सच्चित आनंद है। इसीलिए जब हम कोई ऐसा दैट हैपन, किसी को और की खुशी या वो जो काम जो निस्वार्थ वाले करते हैं, तब जो वो खुशी मिलती है, वो प्लेजर, वो ब्लिस उससे लिंक होती है, वो डिवाइन हैप्पीनेस से। सो वो सत्य चित्त आनंद, वही इसीलिए वो स्वरूप को बोलते हैं। यू मेड मी जस्ट गो थ्रू अ ब्यूटिफुल जर्नी टुडे। आई रियली डोंट फील लाइक इवन कि ये सेशन चलता ही रही है एंडी नाउ। थैंक यू सो मच।
Yeah, so Sucheta, we close this session. 12 बज गए हैं, more than 2 hours. Thank you so much. किसी का कोई और किसी का क्वेश्चन हो, लास्ट क्वेश्चन we can take and then we will close. Yeah. Any questions? Sangeeta, Paromita, Garima, Madhu?
Sir, I want to ask. Sir, like you said कि we need to practice morning and evening, आपका जो भी happiest moment of life है उसको ध्यान में रखते हुए। तो जैसे my daughter's birth, जो आपने जब बोला तो मेरे मन में आया, that is the happiest moment of my life. लेकिन सवाल होता है कि वो attachment से related नहीं होगा ये, तो is it okay to practice on this?
अटैचमेंट का क्या संबंध है? यू सी,
नहीं होगा।
नहीं, अपने बात कर रहे हैं एक्सपीरियंस का कि इंद्रियों ने क्या देखा है ना, तो देयर इज नो क्वेश्चन ऑफ अटैचमेंट एट दिस पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम।
ओके सर।
चलिए फिर, थैंक यू सो मच, गॉड ब्लेस ईच वन ऑफ यू, नमस्कार।